All right, we're on a little no heat call here, and I've diagnosed that we have no outdoor fan on the Ream heat pump. So the customer was hanging with me a little bit there at first, and she went back in, so I was able to get a little bit of film. But it's a Ream unit, as you can see, and I hate these design of these things. There's all this room in here, yet they design this thing where you have to take this little start assist off just to get the capacitor out of the stupid hole they put it in. But nonetheless, it is a 50 by 5, so we're going to check this thing and see if we get lucky and the fan motor's okay. If not, we'll put a fan motor in it. But so let's see what we got here and see if we can get this lady back up and running. All right, so this capacitor was fine on the hermetic side. The fan showed 0. So I've put a 50 by 5 in, and I'm gonna have to do something here to mount this to where it'll stay. The lady came back out and she was real nice, offered me some water or soda or something. But so I'm not comfortable filming in front of customers, you know, just not the thing to do. So I'm going to get this mounted and put this back on and see if this thing will start back up. I'm sure it probably will. Like I said, the capacitor here showed 0, so the 50 was good because the compressor would run. But let's see if we can get them back up and running and get this stuff moving. All right, so here's what I did. Everybody's got their ways. You can see I took several little zip ties and zipped them into each other. And you can see them and snipped them off. So I just let it sit down on that, and I usually use the big white ones like we use on flex duct and stuff, but I've got 4 on here. I've got one end there, one end back there. I don't know if you can see all 4 of them. One is right under the low voltage, and one is right there. So with 4 of them, it's not likely to, you know, and you get them tight. So that's pretty good. This is a real poor design. I don't know why they couldn't just take, you know, 2 more inches and just make a little bit better compartment here. Obviously they had these and wanted to use them, I guess. I don't know, but it's a poor design to have this so difficult to get into. It only took an extra 5-6 minutes, no big deal. So we're gonna see for sure that our motor fires up, and I'm probably gonna stay around and watch it a few minutes, but yeah, so it's gonna run. So we'll get this thing fired up, and we'll find out if she wants us to clean it and service it and test the freon levels and all that. We'll do whatever the customer wants done, and hopefully she just pays us to do a general service, and we'll go check the air handler, check the thermostat, check the outputs of everything. But we do have the fan fixed where it'll run now, so let's get this thing back together and find out if the customer wants anything else done. Probably should have put this back on before I put the power to it, but maybe I can keep from knocking the crap out of myself. You know, I wish they made a really good sealed contactor. I would buy them for those cases where you run into these and ants get in them so bad. And this little cover here, that might help, but I've taken these off and found ants under them, so that doesn't necessarily cure the problem. But you know, these things are cheap. If they made one that cost a little more, I'd buy them, and I'd use them where I needed them. You know, where I had the ant problem, to keep it from repeating. For some reason, you don't run into it everywhere. But anyway, let's get it back together and get it running. Okay, the customer has chosen for us to just get it back running and not do anything further at all. She says, and this is our first time being here, she says that she knows it has a refrigerant leak and she really wants to replace it. Most of them say something up there, so I'm not sure if it's a 10 seer. It may be a 12. You know, it's a little big for a 10 seer. Let's see. I don't see the model and serial sticker anywhere. And it is probably going to be where it's hard to read, of course. I'll look back at the video to see that. So right now we're just waiting on the delay. The thermostat was flashing, so it's definitely going to take 5 minutes to start, but she has put refrigerant in it once a year for a few years now. So the good news is she does want a quote from us and about the replacement, but she should be back up and running. So we'll wait out this delay and make sure it's running before we leave, and we won't do anything else to it as per her request. And I heard it start. I was over there petting her dog. It's up and running. I'm going to watch it a few minutes to make sure the motor doesn't get hot. But like I said, that's all she wants done. So it's up and running, and hopefully have some footage here. Maybe by the spring she'll buy a new one from us. But simple repair. Thanks for watching.